Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Art is subjective. And what I mean by that is the like and dislike of art, whether it is a painting, a cartoon, animated show, even a video game, concept art, and the like, a movie, a TV show, even music. Whether or not people are going to like it is rather nuanced across any and all demographics across the world. And well, if you decide to get into the realm of creating any sort of art, whether it is a video game, and yes, I do consider video games as art, when you put it out there for the public to see, you're going to get people's opinions. And well, it's up to you on how you handle those opinions. What I'm talking about now is this little article from John F. Trent on That Park Place. Firewalk Studios senior concept artist reveals employees are, quote, terrified of the future after Concord got shut down. And I do firmly believe one of the reasons Concord got shut down, well, the lack of players for Concord had to do with the oh so lovely, spectacular, stupendous character design. As initially reported by Smash JT, Amanda Keffer allegedly revealed that employees at the company were terrified of the future. Well, apparently, see, quote, Kiefer wrote, I'm going to get this, folks. I do actually know what I'm doing sometimes, occasionally, every now and then. Anyway, I'm going to DM you after seeing this, but this site makes me pay to do that. So at the risk of getting dogpiled, you put something out on the social platform, on the public square, and you worry about getting dogpiled. People are going to give you their opinions on what you have to say. It is the risk you take when you put your message out there, your artwork out there, your TV show, your movie, your video game out there for the public to see. You're going to get the public's opinion. To call it dogpiling is a bit disingenuous, to say the least. I'm just going to say this here. A lot affected the art side of Concord, including design by committee, which is an unfortunate shame, failure of some leadership, which is something we're hearing a lot of in the industry, failure of some leadership to listen to the art team. Well, we already know there was a definitive failure on the part of the studio to not listen to the criticism on social media. When people saw the trailer for Concord and said, no, don't do this, go back and do something else, they didn't listen because of a bunch of weirdos online. And look how that all turned out. She continued, the character concept art team, including myself, is going through an extremely difficult time emotionally. Why? Because people had a negative opinion of your artwork? That is unfortunate. But again, artwork is subjective, and you're going to get people's opinions if they like it or they don't. Some will be more harsh than others when you put them out there on social platforms, in the public square, in there for people to buy or make the decision on whether or not they want to buy it. They're going to put their opinions out there. And if you can't handle those opinions, that criticism, that praise, then maybe, just maybe, you're not built for that line of work. Maybe. Where was I? And some of the team no longer want to work in games. Fine, go do something else. Design characters. Again, maybe you're not built for this. Or even do art anymore after this. Now this, I will say this, that is a shame. If you love to create, if you love to draw, whatever style you want to use, keep doing it. People are going to have their opinions. Listen to the criticism. You're going to have trolls out there that say, this is dog shit. Don't listen to them. Listen to the actual constructive criticisms. But again, if negative criticism gets you down so much that you just don't want to do it anymore, you have two choices. Must suffer through the criticism, try to improve, or go do something else. Again, not everything is for everyone. Let's continue. Because of this, posts like yours, though understandable, are unfortunately ill-timed. Well, not everything has the most perfect timing, because unfortunately, your game got shut down while people were criticizing the artwork, the art design, the style. Let's see. None of us know which way the wind will blow with the studio. So just keep trucking at it. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Find another studio to work for. Find more, do more concept art to get your work out there and maybe get a better gig. I don't know. Something that doesn't look this horrendous, perhaps. None of us know which way the wind will blow with the studio. We are worried, sick, and terrified of the future. Work on putting out a better game. But anyway, not only that, but we have been shouldering the brunt of the emotional labor as executives, directors dodge most of the blame. Oh, don't worry, darling. We know we're blaming all of the above. That's the whole thing. I've seen posts out there criticizing gamers. You're criticizing the design team, the dev team, when if it's actually people, the executives, the directors that making most of the decisions, you're not criticizing them. Oh, trust me, we are. Sony is being criticized left, right, and center. Firewalk Studios is being criticized left, right, and center. The dev team that created this game, actually, they're probably the least ones getting criticized, because the people who actually played Concord said the gameplay mechanics were actually pretty solid. So maybe the devs aren't the ones to blame. Maybe it actually is the character concept art team who made the decision, or perhaps the directors, perhaps the executives who put their little input on what they wanted the characters to look like. Either way, the blame goes to where it needs to be. Keffer then added, behind the scenes of all this talk about Concord and character designs, which was abysmal, people's livelihoods are at risk. And that's what happens when you take the risk and you create something new. You take a chance to put something new out there and you cross your fingers and you hope that it lands with the audience. And unfortunately, Concord is not something that landed with the audience. There are very real financial consequences that might hurt us even more. Again, correct, but that comes with the work you put out. You should know the risks when you do them, whether it's contract work, whether it's working with inside the studio full time. You take a chance. Sometimes it's going to land, sometimes it's not. Do you take the chance? Do you continue to take chances, or just walk away from the industry? It's unfortunate, yes, but sorry. It is what it is. She concluded that's just what I can say from our point of view. I'm not saying change course or anything. Of course you are. You want everyone to love your stuff regardless of what the opinion is. Us artists like being able to use social media to promote our work and get more jobs. So what's stopping you from continuing to do that? Because people didn't like the last thing you put out? Keep putting more stuff out. I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry, but some of these statements are just nonsensical. I want to walk away from art. Then maybe you just didn't care for what you were doing as much as you claim to care. Maybe it's not something. Again, maybe it's just not for you. Learn to code, perhaps. That was a joke. But I am saying we see this, and it does absolutely affect us since we just got our teeth kicked in. Well, bad games affect the video game industry. Bad games affect the customer base. And when you're putting out bad games with not so pleasant themes, art styles, and animation, well, then that affects everybody. Because then, apparently, we're just going to run out of stuff to play, right? Ironically, Kiefer's post came just days after she claimed that gamers would not have any games to buy. My goodness. To start off, the good old, wonderful, mighty Keef. This is why these grifters are a cancer to the gaming community. What grifters? People who have opinions on piss poor products and talk about it on their channels? Obviously, we're just a bunch of grifters. We have no passion for anything. We are trying to rob you and trick you out of your money, ladies and gentlemen, because that's actually what a grifter is. Although people like Mighty Keith probably don't actually know the definition of the word. It's a label they stick on people that they disagree with. They take any source they find, no matter if it's unverified or out of context. Well, that's a dangerous thing. When you continue to take things out of context and report on it without giving the proper disclaimer, then your credibility suffers. You know, Kotaku, IGN. All you have to go on is your integrity. You got to work on it. Unverified. Well, most people I see talking about unverified and out of context, they usually have, this is a rumor, take this with a grain of salt. I know I try to do that every time in my video when I'm talking about rumors. They attach it to a games or topic which they don't belong. Oh, are you trying to gatekeep which they don't belong? Oh, no, he's associating the source they find, no matter how. Okay. Any source they find, and then they attach it to games or topics that don't belong to them. Okay. You got the creator of Tekken literally telling them they are wrong. Okay. What is this one? Bandai Namco embraces DEI. Well, when people see something that is a massive red flag, they make a statement. They make an opinion on it, and they call it out for what it is. Could they be right? Could they be wrong? Of course, they could be wrong. And only the final product, to wait and see what it is, will prove one way or another. But that's when good old Amanda came out. Pretty soon, these weirdos will have no games to buy at all. Now, why would you come out and call a group of people who have opinions as weirdos? And the thing is, good old Amanda, we're never going to run out of games to buy at all. There is a massive independent video game industry that is making games for one reason and one reason only, and that is to have fun. There's no forced diversity, or what I should say inorganic diversity, inorganic politics that don't seem to fit in the world of the game that's being put before you. There's lots of games coming out left, right, and center every month. Just because it may or may not be a AAA video game put up by a studio like PlayStation or Sony or Ubisoft doesn't mean there will be no games to buy at all. It's a bit of a pretentious statement to make there. Maybe you're feeling a little salty. Now, it is unfortunate that some of the people that aren't actually responsible for the technical aspects of the video game, when you have a director like this, senior concept artist, you are partially responsible for what the game looks like and the aesthetics of a game, the look, the theme, the style of the animation, the style of the characters. That plays a very important role in whether or not people are going to want to buy it. Generally, it's the first thing they see. Oh, I like the look of that game. I'm going to look up more in the game. Or in the case of Concord, wow, that looks like something I found in my baby's diaper. I'm not even remotely interested. Concept art and finished art is very important. It's unfortunate these people lost their jobs, but hey, when you put out garbage, you suffer the consequences. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that you beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.